Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. So we're going to take a look here at the German DAX. As you can see, had a little bit of a sell-off. I would like to give my condolences to the Kobe Bryant family. It's terrible when we lose a fantastic athlete like he was. And not only that, he was a really good human being. It bothered me a great deal. The last time it bothered me that much on a death of a baseball player was back in 1972, Christmas Eve, when we lost Roberto Clemente, the great hitter that hit 3,000 hits. And that was very sad. But that's life, boys and girls. It must go on. Let me bring up the chart here of the, got a whole bunch of questions. I don't know whether I'll get to them or not, but most of the markets are under a great deal of pressure, as you can imagine. Here's the gold market last night. We rallied up. You'll see the perfect ABCD there. You notice we came down right to that exact level. I sent out a video last night in the middle of the night when this was all happening to alert you to the fact that we were having a very, very interesting buy situation in gold. We got right to that point of 1576. We rallied up to 1584. Any move below 1576 now, folks, in the gold, February gold, will not be positive. That's it. It's got to get it's got to get moving pretty quick. Otherwise, it could be interesting. Regarding the stock market, as you know, there's a lot of fake baloney going out there. Today, they said a Boeing Airlines went down in Afghanistan. No one even knows if the plane went down. A, B, they don't know who was flying the plane, and B, they don't know anything else about it. So you're going to hear all kinds of stuff. Today on the news on CNBC. The young lady from Beijing that always reports, she was wearing a mask today, folks. If you didn't want to put the fear of God in somebody, that will do it. Anyway, we've had 2 cases here in Arizona. And it's interesting because, we didn't think that was going to happen here this quickly, but they were students from the University of Arizona State, and if they were at the game Arizona State against Arizona Saturday night, there were only 22,000 people there. You talk about being contagious. This is where the problem lies. Something is really wrong, folks. There's no question about that. The question is, how bad is it, and when will we know? All I do know is to follow the charts. That's basically all you can do. Remember, when we came in this past week, we were looking for a potential in the stock market because we had that big move in the S&P that we talked about, so many times. I'll post it up here. You'll be able to see it. I wanted to bring your attention to one thing to remember. So far, the low last night was a 32.37, folks. If you look up there, if we go below, write this down, folks, below 32.10, below 32.10 in the S&P is going to cause huge problems. And the reason why is you're going to be 2 standard deviations away from when these option players are pricing their stuff, and that's when they have trouble, and that's when the panic starts. So 32.10 is the number to look at, and we'll see how it happens from here. As far as the news coming in, the news is so bad everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world that it is, it's really quite troubling to see the junk that goes on, into the stuff each day. So let's remind ourselves to take a look at it. And I'm going to be doing a webinar on Wednesday. And if you have an interest in some of these volatile markets, here's the type of thing that I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to show you how to use harmonic numbers, how to add them to the Fibonacci numbers to determine trend, and to try to get you involved in the right side of the market on some of these things. And it certainly has had some really wild swings today and last night. And I've been heavily involved all night watching Mr. Tom Hugard do his thing. And he was heavily short coming in. And to see him add on the opening was really a work of art. He really just literally started pressing, and then down about 460 points he covered position and is waiting to see if the market rallies from this level. But we are a tad bit oversold. Remember, folks, this is only the second day down. And the other thing that you might want to consider, the excuse they're giving for the market being down is the fact that we have a flu flu that's going on, this deadly flu. But what if that's not the real reason? Maybe it's something else. We had heard that by news last night that nothing on the TV, but through the internet, that there was rockets being fired at the embassy in Iraq, the U.S. embassy. And whether that is going to mean much or not, I don't know. The virus that they're having over there is in Wuhan, Wuhan. A beautiful city of about 12 million people, a huge university there. That's where their Center for Virology is for medicine. I've spoken at that university a half a dozen times, and really, really nice people, a great, beautiful little city. Well, it's not little, but there's problems. And if China is, they're extending, they've stopped schools. Hong Kong schools are closed for 3 weeks. So there's something wrong over there. And it's fear, and fear comes in the market. Remember, these markets move on fear and greed, and that's one of the things that you want to pay attention to as you're looking at. Now, the other thing that I can give you some little bit is, the world's not going to come to the end of the world right now. It might be soon, but it's not going to be today. So try to just watch the patterns just so you can protect your risk. Remember that what you hear in the news is not always the case, and that's about the bottom line that I can tell you for protecting yourself. Those of you that that are bearish and did some selling up there, my suggestion is try to find a place to add, folks. This is the second day down, and this is a market that's gone up, and there is no fear in the market as of yet. It might come in today, but there is no fear in the market today, and you might get some tremendous rallies. We don't know. That's the 6 1 half dozen of the other. We'll have to wait and see. But remember, the key number to watch here is at 3210 in the E-mini S&P. Below that, that's going to trigger some really serious things going on. Now, the crude oil market has only been down 3%, which has held up relatively well. Gold's up a little bit, and the rest of them are just hanging in there, pretty much the same way. So we'll see how these things are unfolding. The bond market has had a very interesting rally. We got up to the 162 level. That was the 61% retracement on the daily. And since that time, we've basically been running between 62 and 6108. So nothing's really dramatic happening at that level also. So those are just a few of the ones that we're watching here this morning, and we're going to see if they keep moving like we think they're going to move. But we never know for sure. But no one knows for sure. It's the one thing we know for sure. Okay, platinum has been down quite a bit. We thought that was relatively bearish. It's down $20. Gold up 10. Silver's up 14 cents. And the S&P's down 40? S&P's down 53. Dow's down 176. The Nasdaq's down. We'll take a break. 877-927-6648.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I will mention, some of you folks that are new to trading, you haven't seen panic situations like this very often, but this is certainly one. The markets overextend themselves both directions. Remember, the shorts have to remember that this market's been going straight up, so when rallies come, they're going to be quick and very vicious and end very abruptly. So you have to use some common sense and make sure you put your stops in, folks, because anything could happen in these markets, and they usually do. This virus thing could be far worse than what we think it is, or it could be far less than what we think it is. There's all kinds of speculation on it. Some of it is probably truthful. The other part of it is people just taking a wild, sophisticated guess. That's my opinion of what I'm just watching the prices. That's all I'm telling you. About the gold market, the gold went up to that 61% retracement, ABCD. We were up, last night we corrected, I think, $11 right off the high. And so far, we're just sitting in that zone, much like we're doing in the bonds. It's just sitting there, waiting to see. There's even though the market's down right now, folks, it's not a panic situation. It really isn't. It's just a large sell-off. Remember, this market went straight up for a very long time, so this is a normal correction. So how much it's going to be from this level, I don't know. But once we close below 3210. In the S&P, then the cat's going to be out of the bag, and there's going to be some serious things to pay attention to. So that's what I'm looking. The other thing is that there's very, very little, folks, of things going on in the market as far as telling us what what the rest of the world is doing. That the euro is doing absolutely nothing. The pound is doing very little. The Australian dollar is down a little bit, but that's mainly because of the fires that they're having over there. The Japanese yen, which we talked about quite a bit, was showing that there was something not right in the market just because of the fact that we were not moving very far. That's the real thing. So let's take a look at that Japanese yen, because I think that was one that was telling us that this market, when we were watching where we closed on Friday, was right at a 382, and now we've backed off considerably from that level. The other one that I think that you need to to sort of pay some attention to, of course, is the Treasury bond market, because, there was no flight to quality. They were up a point at one time, and that was when the Dow was down almost 500 points, so no big deal happened there. Now, I want to share you a really interesting chart here, folks, just to show you about panics. This comes from our good friend Tom Hugard. I don't have time to look at corn today, Ruby. It's there's too much stuff going on. It's down a little bit, but I'll look. I shouldn't say I don't have too much time for you. I will look at corn, Ruby. I'm just trying to get my act together. I'm a tad overtired, folks. The old boy's been up all night long. I think I slept about an hour last night. Made a few shekels, but I don't know if it makes up for it. Let's take this thing out. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that life jacket, Mr. O'Brien. Hold on here. Let's take a look at this chart. Look at this, folks. This really tells you a lot, okay? This is going back to 1970. Okay, look at the HIV/AIDS thing back in 1981. Look at the bubonic plague there in September of 94. Look at SARS. SARS bottomed. That was the bottom of the market in 03. It started in 02 on the new moon at the Chinese New Year in Guangzhou. I was there because I saw the people surrounding the train station in circles trying to get the trains. And I asked the clerk, I said, what's going on? And he said, those people going away for the 7-day holiday. It's Chinese New Year. And that's a combination of New Year's and Christmas and everything. And look at the swine flu. That was the bottom in 09. So these things, they make some effect, but sometimes they don't mean anything. So look at the charts. That's going to follow the money, do like Bernstein and Woodward, follow the money. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, let's going to take a look at the corn from Miss Ruby. I think corn, all the grains are getting hit right now, and that's mainly because China's not doing any business. They've shut down the whole ball of wax, folks. That's what they've done, and you don't want that to happen when you're doing this. So get this corn up here for Ruby, and we'll see where we are here this morning. I think we're down about 6 or 7 cents. I think we're down around 380 or so in the corn. I recommend wait a day or two. This is just the first day into this. It could be a lot worse. It might mean nothing. Yeah, I don't know. But right now there's not a pattern here in the corn that I could see. Even this morning, someone was saying that hogs were going to open limit down. Well, I haven't seen that. I called the floor. I called the exchange, and they said they were going to be lower, but they never said anything about being limit down. So all these things are related to rumors and speculation, and that's tough. That's tough to trade off that stuff. So look at the patterns. Let them try to tell you where you are, but you're going to see when the rallies occur. Remember, the shorts have been anybody that's been short over the past couple of months that haven't been scared. Raise your hand. Trust me, folks. If a rally comes, it's going to be really something. You could see a 300-point rally in the Dow and it still be bearish. So remember, these are when these things come, if they do. Maybe it'll go straight down. I don't know. But below 3210 is a very, very negative thing. Now, we went down and we've tested the bottom again at the 32.37. We still haven't taken it out. But if we do, 32.10 is what you want to be looking at. The bonds have firmed up a little bit. They're back up to 61.28. So it's telling you that the opening is probably going to have some selling coming in. But if it's met with a lot of buying, then, everything could change. So just remember, you've got to be very, very careful in these market, folks. They're not for the faint of heart. That's 100% for sure. That's nothing's 100%, but close enough. Just remember, folks, 32.10. If we close below 32.10 in the E-mini S&P today, this is going to set up a really, really negative situation over the next few weeks where we could see something, very, very dramatic happening. And whether that occurs or not, we have to wait and see. Another question someone talked about was the coffee. We talked about coffee and the fact that you couldn't let the coffee go below that key level at 110, and by golly, this is exactly what happened. We warned you about this on Friday, and we closed there. That was telling. Now coffee's trading at 105. So it's another one that broke down. A lot of this is related to people just don't want to do any buying and probably don't want to do any selling in here too, because a lot of people are just flat out scared. And remember that fear is a greater emotion than greed. And the reason why is fear has physical characteristics like chalky mouth, diaphoresis or sweating, bulging eyebrows, goosebumps, chalky white mouth. Well, just look in the mirror this morning, you see a picture of fear. And I'm looking at it right now and loving it, as old Agent 99 used to say. Okay, let's take a little break here. I think, is the break coming? Not? I guess not. By the way, if you have any questions, folks, it's 877-927-6648, and we'll be able to see. We'll be able to see if we can get you in on the line. Al says they are backed up on the lines today, but see if you can squeeze a call in. You'll be able to get it in without too much trouble.
Larry Pesavento has just announced a special 90-minute live webinar taking place this month for subscribers to his Fibonacci 24/7 trading service. On January 29th from 4 till 5:30 p.m., Larry will be covering how to read supply and demand and how, in combination with his trademark ABCD patterns, you can control risk and maximize profit in today's algo-dominated markets. In this live 90-minute webinar, Larry will cover a hidden in plain sight trend change pattern that gives you early entry into the trend, how to find and update the key harmonic numbers to trade against in futures, forex, and stocks, how to translate 3 go-to patterns into supply and demand and how to use them for entries, the continued importance of the opening price in 2020, and how to use the time of day when taking a position and for entry into longer trends. Sign up now by clicking on the newsletter tab on the front page of TFNN.com and select Fibonacci 24/7. Sign up today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we're getting a pretty nasty opening here this morning. We just had the NASDAQ drop another 40 handles. The S&P dropped another 10. We're just made new lows down here, but the key number in that S&P, folks, is 3210. That's the main thing that you want to be watching. That's going to be the key to paying close attention to it. The reason why that is, folks, on the option chains, that's 2 standard deviations past what they've budgeted in for a crash type scenario. So beyond that, they have to cover their positions, and that's when it's going to get real crazy if we get below 3210 in that number. So just sort of keep that in mind as you look at these charts and stuff this morning. But 3210, watch it closely in that S&P. That's really a big thing to pay close attention to. The question that someone's asking is about the euro. The euro's done absolutely nothing, folks. It's trading at 110.2. If you remember, we were saying in the euro that there was a and this is really surprising, folks, when you stop and think that we're looking at a market that is really really rocking and rolling today, and the euro is doing absolutely nothing. I'll just get up here to show you what it is doing. In fact, it's basically unchanged on the day here, which is, really quite unusual. So this is an area where we should be looking to be a buyer of it. There's a Gartley there and everything. I didn't do anything in that, of course, because I decided to wait. Being short stock indices seemed to be the right thing to do, and all I'm doing now is to find out, whether this bond market is going to break out above the 163 level. If that is the case, then we could have a little bit more of a rally. But I believe that the real problem in the bond market, of course, is in the longer term, that rates are probably going to go a whole lot weaker here. All right, see, we've got down to 32.33 in the S&P. So watch it real closely here, folks, because we're going to have some real rocking and rolling things. I hope you have a chance to come to the webinar. I've got some really interesting things. This is going to be my last webinar for a very long time. I'm going to focus more on my 24/7 folks and my private students, because that's what I really enjoy doing. I'm going to be doing the radio show, but I might be moving to just 2 days a week or setting to fill in. I haven't decided as of yet. I just staying up all night is not good for my health. I mean, I feel pretty good, but I know you can't do this all the time. But when it's as exciting as it is, it really makes it quite interesting. So remember, when these rallies come, if they do, they're going to be very, very vicious, and the news is going to come out. It could be a post-impeachment, unimpeachment, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be really crazy. So keep that in mind. Just make sure that you use a stop in these markets, folks, because if you don't, you're telling Miss Market that, by golly, this is not going to do what I think it is, and that's when they're going to hand you your head. You can make a bad mistake in these markets, and it could get you into a whole lot of trouble. So always factor that in to what you're doing here this morning. Someone's asked a question about the natural gas. I believe natural gas has a chance. We held that low, went down. Well, let's just take a quick look at this. We'll be able to see it, I think, without too much trouble here. We're switching around here for the natural gas. Here we go. We're right now we're up last night. We were up about $10. We got up to 195. We're trading at 192 right now. So I think we're in a bottoming area. But frankly, folks, just to be safe, I would think, you might be careful to watch where we are in that market. Wait a day or two just to be safe. Folks, there's so much bad information out there, and there's so much good information out there. You don't know which is which. I mean, it's really quite crazy. I mean, you just can't, you just don't really know what people are telling you and whether it's truthful or not. Some people, are really, and we have family over there. So, even they don't know what the heck's going on. So you've got to be careful. You have to respect what China is doing, folks. They shut down, 40 or 50 million people. And the problem is they shut down Wuhan after 3 or 4 million people had already left for the holidays. So this thing can be very, very contagious. It could be a whole lot worse than SARS. We don't know that, but nobody else does either. So keep an eye on, what the prices are doing. That's the whole thing of what this is all about. That's that's neither here nor there. Follow the money. That's the bottom line. So let's keep that in mind. We'll see if that means anything or not. Okay, we have another question about, hold on one second, and that is about the copper market. If you'll remember, we had Mr. Z on the line about a week or so ago when copper was up there at that 288 level. We were completing a perfect ABCD pattern. Now we're 20 handles, we're 24 handles lower, and we should have some support somewhere around that 265, 266 level in the copper, but below that, it could be going, a whole lot less. Another one that Mr. Z was chatting with us about was the wheat market. And as you come here and take a look at this wheat market right here, you'll see that we went up to 591. We're now trading at 561 this morning. We've dropped 30 cents. So we're coming into an area in the wheat that looks pretty interesting here. There will be a buy in some of these things, folks, very soon, but who knows when. Here's the one that we're really keeping a very, very close eye on because it had a perfect ABCD, and now it is it's 4 handles ahead. You'll notice that we're getting down to this 31 level in the soybean oil, so we need to watch that very, very closely. Marshall's asking the question, does the coronavirus change cycle? I have no idea, Marshall. That's so far above my pay grade, I wouldn't even know I hardly know how to spell corona. So I really don't know. I just look at the charts, folks. I'm a chartist. I look at the prices going up and down. I try not to listen to the news. People tell me the stuff, and it's just just totally amazing. The most important thing for me yesterday was the fact that Kobe Bryant had died. That to me was more important than anything because I felt very very sad about that, and I don't want to tell you not. So this is a question. Yes, and just eating, folks. If you ever, I've traveled a lot, and just because when you get to Thailand, if you ever go to Thailand and go over to the what's the name of that big what's the name of it? Lumpini Park. Lumpini Park is basically the Central Park of Bangkok, and in that park they'll be selling everything: bats, rats, snakes, snake blood, all that stuff, roaches, insects, bumblebees, everything, and they eat it all because they're poor. We don't know how lucky we are here, folks. Do you know what I mean? It's just really it's really what you're looking at here. So pay close attention to that. I didn't eat any of it, but I'm just saying that other parts of the world, that's what they do. And we're lucky. We live in the greatest country in the world. If you don't believe that, just go travel a little bit, and you'll see how nice it is here. We do have some freedoms. We got a lot of things wrong with us, but it's like they say, it's the cleanest dirty shirt in town, boys and girls. It's the cleanest dirty shirt in town. My opinion, of course. When we get back, we're going to cover a couple of other futures markets in just a minute.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. To The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Folks, I wanted to bring to your attention one of the stocks that we talked about on Friday. If you'll remember, we were looking at the stock of Google. You see this potential for a island reversal up in here. That's exactly what we've had happen today, folks, I believe. I don't know where Google opened, but that's what it was set up to do. Those were some of the things that we were talking about Friday. The fact that when we were setting it, those 1.618 expansions in the NASDAQ and the S&P, Russell didn't make make higher highs. It was sort of a double top. The Dow Jones could not do it either. So it gapped down quite a bit then. It gapped down about 30 points, David. Is that correct? So we'll see if that's going to be able to see what's going to happen. Also, if anybody knows what's happened to John Hill, would you please let me know, because his phone has been disconnected there in Hendersonville, North Carolina, and he doesn't answer his private cell number that I've been using. So if anybody's heard anything, I called the children, and they've moved. So yeah, he lives on the hill. He lives on Hillside Drive in Hendersonville, North Carolina. But the problem is I can't get in touch with him. So those of you that might know someone, I've tried to contact Ed Dobson too. But the fact that we've lost so many wonderful people this past year, that he's 94, and I don't. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But send some white light out, because it's very unusual for him to doesn't answer his private cell. So let's move on here. I wanted to take a look at a couple others here. One of them that looks relatively bearish to me is the Amazon. If you'll take a look here, you'll be able to see here that, that's a good idea, Mr. Z. That is a very good idea. Thank you, buddy. He said to call the sheriff, and I'll call Hendersonville, and I will find out. Now, this was, you can see the Gartley we had in Amazon, and all of these patterns, folks, all of these patterns in these stocks, with the exception of Apple. Here, look at the double top that we have, potential double top that we have going here in Facebook. Look at that, the double top in Facebook. It's just truly amazing. If we take a look at, we've looked at Amazon, we've looked at Google, take a look at the Flicks. Netflix was the only one that was positive, and I don't think it'll be positive today. So we'll see if that's going to be the situation going on over there. So that's it. We've had a question about the platinum. We're going to take a look at platinum right now. So give me a break here, and we'll get up and take a quick look at it. Platinum has had a bearish pattern here, folks, because we completed all of these ABCDs. Hold on. I think the old cowboy has to hit the old cash register here a second. Get this up here. There we go. Yeah, we broke down about $20 now in that. So give me a second. Something's beeping, and it is the L Gold. Well, that's a good thing, I guess, isn't it? Yeah, it sure is. Hold on, boys and girls. Let those cards and letters keep coming in. Okay, let's move on here. Let me see the bonds. That's about it. Crude. Oh my gosh, golly gee, I missed one. Shut the front door and raise the rent, boys and girls. All I can say is, don't miss that webinar Wednesday night. That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. Let's see what the next one is. We got to look at the natural gas is now down to 91. Watch it closely, folks, on the little short-term time frame. We have a very nice ABCD here at 91 in the natural gas. That's the March, and I don't think you have to risk very much from that level. So watch it very, very closely because it's going to be really interesting to see what really happens. So we did hold those strong levels. We've now rallied 20 handles in the S&P. And remember, these rallies, when they come, they're going to be Billy busters. So pay close attention to that. That's something you don't want to miss. That's very, very interesting to watch these things unfold for sure. Okay, now we got to get in here and hit the old cover the old short button here, and we will be. Oh, that's not the one. Hold on, boys and girls. Got to get the right thing going on here. Got to do a little work. Okay, bada bing, bada boom, and that's okay. That's what do we do? Okay. Well, it's been a good day in the old Pueblo here last night. Let's see what's happening here to some of these things. Folks, if anything's got a chance of reversing today, it's that darn crude oil. It really does. It's got a really interesting pattern, and we're going to share that with you on Wednesday night. And it'll show you what we did and some of these other things because it's really, it's very, very interesting to see these things unfold, like they do. Let's just do something quickly here, just to give an idea of what we're looking at here in the gold market. Just give me a second here to get this up here to show you what I'm watching here. Let's see, put this up here. Bear with me here 1 second here, boys and girls. Hit the invert button. Okay. This is the hardest time. It's just, there we go. That's what I like to see. Shut the front door. Here was the, here, I'll get this up here to show you what I'm looking at here. This is what I was watching this morning, and you can notice here that the gold has dropped from 1885 down to 1030. It's dropped $7 in a matter of about 20 minutes. So watch gold at 1030. Because 1030 is going to be a very interesting time. That also happens to be the very interesting time on the stock market and on the bond market. So you got three things happening at 1030. So take a break, come back at 1030, and you give you a pretty good idea of what you might be watching. So that's what we're paying attention to this morning. So let's just keep it going. We got a nice rally going now in the S&P. We got up to 3251. NASDAQ has rallied about 50 handles. All that's lining up pretty good. So everything's copacetic so far. Nothing new, nothing different. That's the other thing that we wanted to have. Oh, one other question someone's asked about. Let's get back here to another question about these futures markets, and that was about the soybeans. Folks, all this stuff in the beans that's going on here now is because China is not in there buying. They're basically in a lockdown mode. So you don't want, and I believe beans are a lot lower. We talked about that on Friday, that if they didn't hold, you can see they gapped down last night. So this is telling you that China is basically out. So wait till the dust settles. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's pretty much you want to be keeping an eye on. Okay. Vance County is located in North Carolina. Hendersonville, North Carolina. Oh, you gave me the number too, Mr. Z. God bless you. By golly, that's the best thing in the world. I know they'll know him because he supports the sheriff. Those of you that have ever been to the ranch there in Hendersonville, North Carolina, it's really beautiful. I've been there many, many times, and I'm just really concerned because I talk to John every few weeks, and it is pretty his wife passed away a very, very long. His wife. I see what you're saying, Jay. I'm sorry, I misinterpreted the conversation here. I'm a little bit hitting about two cylinders north of a 8-cylinder car today, folks, because I was a little bit tired early this morning. Around 4:30, it hit me pretty big, and then I got ready for the show. So had a very exciting night last night, though. It was really rocking and rolling, and that's what we really like to see some of these markets do, and that makes it quite nice. So we'll see how the rest of these things unfold here this morning, but we'll pay very, very close attention to it because it'll be really, really interesting. 877-927-6648.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we are rocking and rolling down quite a bit. Markets bounce back a little bit. Not a lot as of yet, but it certainly could have a big move either way today, and it probably will, as they say in the trade. So pay close attention to these things, folks, and make sure that you use some stops today, even if you never have, because there's so many unknowns out there, and even the known knowns are reported as baloney. So you just got to be really, 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 really careful. You can't believe some of the stories we've heard from coming out of China. It's just really, it's really amazing that these what's going on. It's just it's truly, truly amazing. So that's neither here nor there. So let's watch these markets for sure. The euro is now near the lows again. Really hasn't done very much. It's still setting at that 110 level. Eventually, these currencies might move, but it's very unusual, very, very unusual when you have this much turmoil in the world and there's not a lot of stuff going on. The U.S. dollar is still the king. The Australian dollar has been hit really badly after we made that big ABCD up there at 70. We've dropped 2 handles, mainly because of the fires that are going on over there. So that's another one to sort of keep a close eye on, too, because the key right here is the euro, because if we get below the 110 level, that's going to set up a spiral where the U.S. dollar is going to go a great deal higher and the euro a whole lot lower. How much that'll affect all of the other things that are going on in the world, I don't know. But if you look at this dollar index for just a minute, you can see we're trading higher today also by just a little bit. But there's another pattern that's going on, and we'll be able to see what's going on. You'll notice here that we could get up to this 98 level without too much trouble. So we are, very, very close. So remember, folks, live every day in an attitude of gratitude. Pray for all the departed and those that are in big trouble, because we live in interesting times, as the old Chinese curse is. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And I hope to see all of you on the flip side tomorrow. And hope you can join me for the webinar on Wednesday evening here at TFNN.